Hi friends, my name is Brenda. Today I want to talk to you about Native American traditions and how they're coping through a pandemic like COVID-19. As religious scholars, we know that Native American traditions are built on the concept that nature is sacred and that our balance with nature, humanity, and animals is to be maintained through our whole lives. We also know that the tribes are matrilineal, that the women are important, that families live together, and that the elderly are looked upon for wisdom during difficult times. COVID-19 might have changed the ways tribes are able to come together, grieve together, and cope together. But if they're willing to change the ways they operate and the ways they come together, then they could still be able to grieve as one. During times like this, many narratives can offer comfort and coping strategies to many individuals in tribes. For example, in the Mayans' book Popol Vuh, there are stories about twins who lose their mother, and their mothers lets them know, do not be afraid, because she will be with them. That offers comfort in the sense that we know that the loved ones we lose live with us and through us in generations, because we know that death is not linear, but it is a circle, like the seasons. Other narratives, like those that involve the trickster, a creature that enjoys creating mischief, teach us that there is consequences to failure to assume proper social behavior. It lets us know that there is consequences. There is consequences to our actions. In fact, during times like this, and considering how much tribes consider the nature sacred and the balance between humanity and nature sacred, we can also assume that what is happening might be a result of the consequences we're facing for failing to maintain the balance or for failing to take care of Earth the way we're supposed to. One narrative that particularly stuck out to me was the one that Caitlin Curtis writes about in her article for Religion News Service. She talks about the story of the original man from the Potawatomi Nation. The original man's story is one about flood and devastation and wondering what life would be like after. In fact, the story goes something like this. There was a man floating on a tree above ocean that was never ending. He was sitting there with the rest of his friends, wondering if there was ever gonna be a way to recreate Earth and for life to go back to how it was. After some time, they decided to get some dirt from the bottom of the ocean in order to recreate land again, but many animals failed until the muskrat decided to go down, 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 all the way as much as he could, and he brought up enough dirt to create new land. In doing so, he died. He sacrificed his life to recreate Earth and to recreate a place where the others could have a life again. This story speaks to us why we're going through something that we fear. We take time to grieve, to wonder, is there gonna be a life after this? What is life going to be like after this? How are we gonna go back to how things were? Maybe we don't. Many people are being sacrificed. Many people are being failed by healthcare system. Many people are dying. We're losing many loved ones. But those people's lives will be made meaningful when we come out of this stronger than before. This narrative offers us comfort. There will be times of wondering how we're going to survive this, but we will. As we know, tribes can offer many rituals, but many of those are not able to be performed at the moment, like for example, the rites of passage from childhood to adulthood for many boys and girls. However, things like cry ceremonies could be held annually this year in order to grieve all the people that we have lost, like it has been done before in the 19th century in Nevada and California. We might have to change things a bit, like not being able to allow the whole community to participate in burials. But we could still allow tribes to gather, maintaining safe distance sometime this year in order to grieve and mourn those that they have lost. Rites of renewal, in order to re-establish the sacred balance between humans and nature, could also be held while maintaining safe distance and following instructions by the government. During colonization times, many tribes united and connected as one while using things like the ghost dance, which gave them a sense of rebellion and a sense of unity as one. Tribes could recreate a similar practice by implementing ways that can share on social media, or they can share with loved ones that make them feel united, like dances, poems, stories. In addition, because of colonization, many people today identify as Catholics, Protestants, or Christian non-denominational. This gives them the opportunity of attending online services all over social media. Whether it's their specific church or whether it's other people's churches across the country, they still have a way of connecting to their faith and sharing a time of unity in prayer with others. With spending time at home, it is also important to mention practices like healing practices. Many elders stuck at home or in isolation could come up with local plant remedies. This would not only give them something to do in this time alone, but will also help them feel a comfort in knowing that they will help their communities because they are used to take care of each other. Taking care of each other in a tribe is important. This way, by making local plant remedies for loved ones, neighbors, or acquaintances, that could feel a sense of unity, that could feel a sense of goodness, of doing something good for somebody else. Lastly, as we know, many people nowadays in Native American tribes do not speak the language anymore and are not as connected to the culture and origins. Because of the schools that were established by white colonizers, many lost their connections to their culture and the language. Spending time at home with the rest of the family and elders that can give wisdom and stories and teachings about origins of the tribes, many new generations could learn things about their own past and about their own history. In conclusion, we can assume that although things have changed and although COVID-19 has struck every tribe and every community in different ways, we can assume that if tribes are willing to make changes in accordance to the governor's restrictions imposed because of the situation, they could still come together in unity as one tribe, as one community, and as one nation. Well, my friends, the time to say goodbye has come. I hope you enjoyed the videos and I hope this has given you a sense of comfort in knowing that we might not all be in the same boat, but we're all going through the same storm. And that in times of difficult grievance like the ones that we're living, we're all just trying to do our best in coming together as one united community.